Hi, welcome to my channel. It is Tina at Tina Stitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, mostly embroidery, needlework, other needle crafty things. I'm going to apologize in advance now if you hear dogs moving around or if you hear banging. My husband is replacing windows and needs to be done. It would be preferable to be done before winter. So, we bought this old house. It has character. It also has original windows and doors. Everything's original. Well, except for the shingles. So, as far as I know, anyways, yeah, it's wood frame windows with a single pane of glass. In the winter, put up another panel of windows, of glass. We get to minus 40 Celsius in some deep freezes here, and that happens regularly. So we need more efficient windows than 2 panes of glass. So I'm not going to stop him. I'm sorry if it's going to be too noisy. He said he would try to be quiet. I said I will go film in the bedroom, and he said that's what I was going to suggest. So here I am. I even had to clean it up a little bit for you guys, so you made me dust. There was a thick coat of dust on all of this stuff. There still is on all of that stuff because you're not seeing that, so I thought I better get this done. It's been 2 weeks since my last update. Today is Saturday, September 19th. I've been off work for a week, so my days were lost. I had said that I was gonna... I lost the word. I was considering... Wow. Considering doing vlogging. I did not. I figured if I'm going to upload the video on the weekend anyways, maybe I'll just do a Flosstube. And I didn't really find I had been ready for vlogging. So I like what Dina does. And I'm considering doing what Dina Half Stitch Cross Stitch does, in that film a little clip here and there throughout the weeks and then piece it together. But not until my craft room's done. And I'm not in my craft room now because that is a mess, because he just replaced the window in there a couple days ago. Other construction has to go on in there. We'll see when I get back into there. I'm already planning how my furniture is going to be arranged, so hopefully that works out. So, what have I been working on for the last 2 weeks? Well, you're going to be surprised, I think. I stuck to sampler September, pretty much. There are 2 things that I would say are not considered sampler, and 4 that are. And I also joined the magazine Sal, run by Caroline Zuck, and I believe it's Robin. Seazook X Stitch. I might be wrong. Took me a while to find the group. First I joined the Seazook Stitch Facebook group. I think that's what it's called. And looked and looked and looked for the magazine Sal stuff, and it wasn't there. And then I found the magazine Sal. I think it's... I know you have to answer questions to join the group. Monthly Magazine Sal on Facebook. I believe that's what it's called. And I was able to find something out of each. Let me start over. The Monthly Magazine Sal has a theme for the month that you choose out of a magazine. And that's what you're going to work on. You start working on it. I think you set your own goals. I know I did. I don't think I'm breaking any rules, but send the police, right? So there's a theme and then there's an anagram. The theme was autumn for September, and I joined late, and I think I will try to insert a picture here of my stacks of magazines. And do you think I have autumn themed? Not a lot. I have a few. But most of my magazines, and this is going to go back, way back, most of my magazines are from when I first started stitching. I was on a budget, and magazines gave me a lot more patterns than I could get from a single leaflet. And I was into stitching stockings, and so I got a lot of Christmas magazines. A lot. And I just realized I forgot something downstairs, but not a big deal. So fall, not so much, but I did find something, and I think it's gorgeous. I only shared it on the magazine Sal group so far. It's also, I think I might have started something. A few people went and downloaded it when they saw my find, and so that you'll see in my new starts. So I found something for autumn. I also found something out of all of my whips to match the anagram, which was leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S. And so most of these actually I got one thing on here twice for E, but then I look at my other list and realize I have two things, 2 E projects. I got 2 E's. It works either way. So, no finishes, no haul, but a lot of whips. So, I'm also going to explain what a whip is, because you might be new. Not familiar with cross-stitch terms. Whip is W-I-P, work in progress. So, I'm going to show you my works in progress. So, I guess I will go with the magazine monthly challenge and show you them in that order, because I think that's the order I have them stacked on the bed. So let's see. For L, I happen to work on With My Needle by Just Nan. L was really hard for me to find, to match one up, but I was working on this for Sampler September because this is what it looks like. It's all different bands with different stitches. That's a sampler. So Sampler September. And the L, I made it fit, and because it's on linen. So here is where I was last time you saw it. And here it is now. And I have the sun over there. I was actually right beside the window, but that was way too bright. This room is really bright yellow. It's really bright. So, so hopefully this shows up okay. I just want to make sure I have it the right way. And I believe it was at the up here, and maybe some of this done. So I've gotten all of that done since. Those letters are over 1. And the instructions are to stitch the letter itself full cross, and then the background stitch, the white foundation, is half stitch. So there's really not a lot of specialty stitches that are very noticeable. Here is an eyelet. Down here is there's Algerian eyelets. Those very dark purple stitches are more eyelets. And satin stitches right there. But the rest of it is cross stitch, back stitch, so far. I was really on a roll with this one. I don't have my notes here about how many days I worked on it, but I'm going to say I took a week. No. I'm going to say 4 days on that. And I'm stitching that with the called for silks. Yeah, because I got that as a, it was all kitted up on a Bendy Stitchy de-stash for a charity. And so it came with all the silks. The person had subbed out one of the pearl cottons for an anchor, but I had the DMC, so I went to the DMC that it called for. So, and that is stitched on 32 count Lavender Mist Cashel linen. Oh, I guess the lavender lavender mist makes it count too. Lavender linen. That's my L for leaves. Now, E, for E, I picked up something. It's out of a magazine. The Stitchery magazine from March 1998. I had this project started quite a while ago. I can't even remember when. And I did find a nicer picture of this in here. So let me find it. This is Elegant Roses. Needlepoint design by Catherine Coleman, the designer for Coleman Cottage Designs. I only found this information on the bottom of the page at the end of the article, which was not near where the pattern is, and it's still a small picture. I'm hoping it's going to focus on that. So it's needlepoint. It's not cross stitch. I don't know how well it would convert to on linen or anything like that. I suppose you could, but you'd have to be careful of how you're pulling it because so E, Elegant Roses. Here's where it was the last time you saw it. I made a lot of progress, but I want to show you something first. Okay, so right over here is the Jessica stitch, and in here the fill-in is continental stitch with one strand of floss, and the floss that I have these are all my threads. The floss that I picked, because I had to sub in everything, the magazines, supplies, I can't find half of them. I'm using what I could find, and I decided to go with a darker pink, way darker than the original design. So I was guessing at some of the stuff when I placed the order. And I went with, I'm going to show the 3 different threads that I picked. And they're all by Threadworks. And they're all the same color / color family. So the 6-strand floss number is 1098. The Krynic Fine number 8 braid is 71098. And the Pearl Cotton 8 is 81098. So they're all 1098 color in different threads. And I can't remember what the name of the color was. Something cherry, I believe. So anyways, the floss is to be used in that area between the Jessica stitches. And when I do it in the continental stitch, I need a piece of paper on the back too. Let's see if I can do this. It ended up with a really stripy effect. With the stripes up and down. And I think that's one of the reasons why I had it put aside for so long, was because I wasn't happy with that, and how was I going to fix it? So then I was working on this. I had to get the roses done. So I was working on the roses because I needed to get something on this project done. Picked it up, worked on the roses, and I thought about that, and I was thinking, what if I, instead of going up in a zigzag and then coming down in a zigzag, which is essentially what the continental stitch was doing, right? I decided to just start in the one spot and backstitch, and then backstitch, and then backstitch, and then backstitch, until it was all filled in. And this is the effect that I got doing that. I'm not sure if it's showing. Darn it. Okay. So that's the effect. It's really not showing up very well. It looks like plaid. Plaid. And I thought, well, I'm not sure if one strand is enough. So then I tried 2 strands. And here's what that looks like. So it's a lot darker. So there's all 3 variations. This is the original, going up and down, up and down. This is 1 strand, and that's 2 strands. I really like this effect. Really, really, really like it. I like it, and I don't think I've ever seen it before. I think I just created a new design way to use variegated, especially heavily variegated thread. That could be used in a border. I think it's really cool. And I really like the way the 2 strands looks, but the focus is supposed to be on the roses, in my opinion. And so I thought, I think 2 would be too much. Maybe if it wasn't as dark, if it was a paler pink, then it would work out okay. I mean, when you look at the original, you don't even see any of this stitching that I'm talking about there. So I decided one strand was going to be enough, and did some more. And here's where it is now. So I got all of the roses finished, and all of the gold Smyrna crosses all the way around, all of the Jessica stitches, all of the gold stitches in here. There was a corner here missing. Oh, might not have been that one, but it was this and this. I don't know if you can tell, but there's gold in those corners. Those were not finished. So all I have left beading these corners, more outlining in the Karen water lily? No, not water lily. Impressions in this color. That's going around the Jessica stitch border and the Smyrna cross border. And beads in the middle of the Jessica stitches. So these Jessica stitches are finished. And then I noticed a mistake. Right here. That Jessica stitch is not in the right place. So I might have to pull out that and redo it. Might not. But it might stare at me whenever I look at it. So, Elegant Roses. Let's see if we can get a decent shot. Let me know what you think of my little practice thing, my little backstitch travel journey. Actually, I left this one. This one's not finished so that you can see kind of what I was talking about. I just followed where the thread started here, let's say, go here, then over here, and then over here, and then over here, until all of those intersections were filled. So, Elegant Roses. checked both boxes, monthly, magazine E, and sampler, September, because I'm sure that fits a sampler. It's got everything on it. So the next project, this back, this is not in the sampler September category because it doesn't have any specialty stitches. It doesn't have an alphabet. And I'm not going to take it off of the Q-snap because I don't think there was very much done. Because I haven't touched it in a week. Because I haven't been at work in a week. And this is my basically lunchtime project. And speaking of, Alice by Bithy Threads. And I'm going to find you the cover page, which is now moved because everybody asked, what is that? Alice by Bithy Threads. I got it for Christmas. I got it as a Christmas gift, and it's a kit, and I'm using kit fabric because it's printed, that wonderful watercolored background. And here's where it was last time you saw it. Here it is now. Here's this portion anyways. And the rabbit has a head. Doesn't have ears. And this is midway up Alice. That's the teapot and teacup, and this would be her chair, and that's the border. So, like I said, I haven't worked on it much recently, but there it is. A in leaves. V. I had a really hard time thinking of V. I almost gave up on it, and I spun my wheel for my sampler September and thought, why didn't I? Victoria sampler starts with a V, and Victoria sampler, Peacock sampler, is what was called. And I started this quite a while ago. Want to get it finished. I'm doing it on something that was in my stash. It's 28 count, off-white. Feels like Lugana to me. It's not Belfast, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure it's not Cashel. Well, maybe it is Cashel. It has the red band, or the orange band. Does that help? Here's where it was last time I saw it. And here it is now. I only worked on this last night for a couple hours, and I put in the little black crosses above the upright cross stitch, above the heart satin stitches, and then the lazy daisy up here, and then the half Scotch stitch and arrowhead stitch on the row above. So that's where it is now. In case you haven't noticed, I am very much a center start. I also wanted to work on that peacock right away, so. So B, Victoria sampler, peacock sampler, sampler September. E, I had wrote down Elegant Roses, but the other thing that was picked for sampler September is in here, and it starts with an E. Embroidery Scissors by Filigram, and I really want to get this one finished. I worked on it 4 nights, and I'm using the Called for silks for this. I got the silks as a kit from European Cross Stitch. They kitted it up. I bought the kit and the sewing scissors pattern. No, I already had sewing scissors. I was looking for sewing scissors threads. Found the embroidery scissors thread kit, bought the kit and the pattern, and I'm sharing the threads for both because they're very similar. Here's sewing scissors. So the black coral by Dinky Dyes I am running low on because I'm doing 2 patterns with 1 pack. I've been trying to get it from other places, and of course not available. Traditional Stitches says that it is on back order. They will ship it when they get it. And 123 Stitch, I put it in my cart and it just says not available, take it out of your cart. You ain't getting it. No. So then I went back to European Cross Stitch. They still had the kit, so I ordered it, and when I ordered it, I went to cart, and it was like, it's going to cost me just as much as the threads to ship it. Well, I better make it worth my while, so I ordered 3 more patterns. So those are on the way. They've been shipped. I'm just hoping that European Cross Stitch didn't sub out the black coral for something else. If they did, that's fine. I will just use that for the back stitch and finish all the cross stitch and half crosses with what I have remaining. It'll be fine. So here's where it was when you last saw it. And this is being stitched on 28 count dried petals by Fabric Flare in the thread pack called For Threads. And so as you can see, the scissors were already done. They're not backstitched because of the thread pack issue. And so I worked on the specialty stitches, which is what makes it a sampler. For sampler September, and E for leaves. So these are spider stitches. No. Let me get this. It's under couching. Couching stitches. And so that's what that and this are. That's satin stitch, and that is herringbone. All of these are going to have backstitch words to say what they are, but again, that's in black. I really like this project. Yep, another one that I want to get done. This is really awkward talking to myself when my son's right over there, and I know he can probably hear me. Doors are shut, but walls are thin. So, E, Elegant Roses. That leaves S. But let me save S. I'm going to show you, because that's my new start. I'm going to show you progress that I got on Beloved. Beloved by Del Sessler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is regular size, regular colors. I'm stitching it on 25 count fabric. Only has 27 colors. So it's relatively easy stitch considering it's a Haid. And I do try to sit down every morning and put 100 or 200 or 300 in, and I'm getting close to another page finish. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I don't do just an entire page. I do like 20 or 30 stitches all the way across, and then go down and do 20 or 30 stitches deep all the way across. Sometimes I will come back from one side, this side, and then meet in the middle, or I'll start in the middle and work my way across, but it's generally the same all the way across because I'm working on a scroll frame and it's easy for me to reach what's at the bottom. And so I roll it, work on this bit, roll it, work on this bit. So I think of it, I was thinking of it this morning, I was thinking, this is rather like a typewriter, the typewriter method where it's like, I go across, and then roll it up, and then cross, roll it up. So anyways, I have to stand up for this one. Okay. Here's where it was last time you saw it. Here it is now. I can't see what you're seeing, so I hope you get a good view. And I've been working mostly in her hair, going to the right, filling in her face. Let me stand up. Here, let me grab something. So, working over here, which is hard to tell because it's all white. But, page ends right around here, and then this is all white. Her nose will come in here. I'm making it look like it's a huge nose, but it's not. But yeah, the page is right there. That's all I have left to finish that. And then it's 2 more pages across and a little tiny bit at the end. And then that will be the entire row page finish. Woohoo! Something I just thought I'd point out. The picture has her with an elf ear. I know that it's a reference to a novel. I just can't think of what it is. But I didn't want the elf ear, so I changed it out. And that's needle minder I made myself. So that's where Beloved is. Now, for my new start. So, the monthly magazine, Sal, made me look at my magazines and made me kit up a few things. Have them in this larger vinyl bag that I made, and I have a lot of magazines, but I tend to stitch large things. I didn't want to pick out 12 large things. I found a couple. So, what should I do? Should I show you my new start or show you what I found? I'll show you my new start. I really like it. I really, really, really like it. And it's a magazine that I bought when it came out, 2009. And I looked at it, I looked through it, and when I first looked at this pattern, I was like, it's alright. But then the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I really, really like that. And I know the lighting is not going to show it justice. So I went through my fabric stash. I found a 32 count natural linen, and I went to kit up the threads, and it turns out Sunflower Fairy by Nora Corbett is charted all in Valdani. All of it is Valdani. I have 2 Valdani threads. Not on this list, so I immediately pulled up my phone and went to... I actually didn't go to a website. I was about to order the threads. And then I realized I have thread. I have thread. I'm pretty sure I have yellows and oranges and greens and browns. So I should just look at what I have first. And I really, really like these tones. These peachy kind of colors. Now, so this and this are the same Valdani thread. There's only 9 colors called for. 10 if you include the Krynic for the wings. So I went through my threads and I pulled out sunflowery colors. What I did was I looked at the chart, I looked at the placement, and I picked a color that I thought that'll work. And so do you want to see the threads, or do you want to see the project? I'll show you the threads. This is a combination of Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. And there is one on here that it kind of does go into that peachy kind of color, and I thought about using it, but I'm just going to take it off of here now because I'm not using it. Sorry. I got my thread keep from Bithy at Stitch and Button. So let's get that one off of there. The one I'm not using is Wood Rose. But you never know, I might throw it in a petal. Later. So, okay. So what I am using are these beautiful colors. Sorry for the hanging. So we got pumpkin pie, straw bonnet, that's just going to be the flesh, old red paint, shutter green, grape leaf, and honeycomb, Squash, Tiger's Eye, and Havana. And here is where I am. I'm gonna tighten this up, put something behind it. Still on the Q-snaps. And there's my start. I really like this. I'm stitching one strand over two 32 count raw linen from my stash from who knows how long ago. That's where I'm at. And it's showing up brighter. Yeah, way brighter. I mean, the yellow in here is probably throwing off the yellow because it's not that vibrant. It's more muted. Maybe that's better. That's much better. I really like this one. Really. I really like it. I want to work on it more, but I can't. Well, I could, but I have other plans. That brings us to the plan portion of the video. I'm in another group with a bunch of friends. We've been in this group for a long time together. 20 years probably. And in case I didn't mention it, today's the 19th. So three things that I want to get stitched on. And I guess I have till the end of September because October brings new old look at your ball. October brings new challenges. So I am going to be working on a project that I was selling along with a friend from the Buddies group, and she was working on Angels Dwell Here by Mirabilia. I was working on Crystal Christmas. I don't have those with me. Well, I don't have Crystal Christmas with me. She finished hers. I really need to finish mine. I think I have one angel left, or cherub left to do. Dina, I know you were going to start this. You might finish it before I do. So, and I think you mentioned that the mountain, I think you had referred to it as a mountain, but it's a tree. Sorry, I don't know if you realize that. There's a star at the top of the tree. I guess you could say, well, from a certain point it looks like a star over a mountain, but I'm pretty sure there's a star there. They're decorating a tree. So, anyways, yeah, I need to work on mine. I was hoping to pull it out soon, but then I also got told that I have to work on Royal Tudor Mandala by the same buddy because she's going to work on her Scottish mandala. So next week I will be working on Royal Tudor Mandala. See how far I can get with that. I'm not going to set any goals, but I would like to see that window pane finished. That corner. Right. And also, because it's the 19th, that means that I have to pull out Dressmaker's Daughter and work on that. Am I supposed to switch seasons now, or is that later? I can't remember. So, that is what I'm going to be working on from my whips, my current works in progress. October plans. The October theme in the magazine Sal is spooky. I couldn't find anything. I'm not... My Whispered by the Wind Scarecrow, what was that called? But that was spooky, but it's finished. Maybe I should fully finish it. Okay, I can't find anything for spooky. I might have to be tricky with the way I pick that. Make something fit that. G. Sorry, the anagram for October is going to be Ghost. Ghost. G. I just thought of it. Gecko Rouge. Ah. I gotta write that in here. Gecko Rouge. Which means Hatter. And that was also written down for H. Hatter. By Gecko Rouge. I should probably insert pictures. O. I don't have anything for O. S. I had something written down, which would have been a new start, but I thought, oh, I don't think I could handle 2 new starts in 1 month, because the last one is a new start as well. So S is going to be sunflower, because I'm loving the sunflower, so S. T. T is not fully kitted up, but from a magazine, a new start. I'm not sure about the fabric, so let me know what you think. Sorry for the crinkle. There's going to be more crinkling. T is going to be ta-da! does she call this? Victorian roses, which I did write in V for leaves, but it was 2 new starts, and I was like, pulled it out when I realized Victoria Sampler. So this is Victorian Roses, and the designer is Teresa Wensler. This actually, if you're interested, this is in the For the Love of Cross Stitch, September 1998, because I was all about Teresa Wensler in 1998. So when I saw it, I bet I grabbed it, and never did it. I never did it. You know what? This is not the Teresa Wensler's pattern that I'm going to start. So, sorry. This is a different Teresa Wensler that I'm going to start at another day. This is Victorian Roses. You will see it in the future, but not soon. So let me put that aside. I picked out Ash Rose and Opalescent. I have to make a decision about that, but I have a little bit of time because that was the wrong project. You guys get out. Get out. How about I find the right project? Let's see, where is it? Is it that one? No. This one. And I had this one pulled out a while ago for Dina. You're gonna hear her name a lot because she's such a bad influence. She was talking about Teresa Wensler style, and I was like, I'm all about the Teresa Wensler. Well, I have a ton of patterns. This one I had ever since, well, let's see, June 1999, just cross stitch. And I bought it for welcome. And I've wanted to stitch this ever since I got it, but my previous house didn't really have a place to put this at the entryway because the dining room entry just went straight into the dining room, and the main entry just went straight into a small landing on a staircase. This house entry goes into a small entry on a staircase. But I'll find a place for it. Welcome by Teresa Wensler. This is my tea for Ghost for October. These ones, both this and the other one, are not extremely okay. Hopefully he's done with the saw and I can finish telling you. Okay, maybe now he's done. So I don't even remember what I was telling you. I'm going to be stitching this. Oh, they're not really intense. And I said that, and then I looked at the pattern, and there's a lot of blends. I will tell you about my blending I don't even know what the word is. My process for blending, for dealing with blends. How do I handle it? How do I manage it? I will tell you when I start this. Dina has a really good idea, but that's not my way of going about it. Different people have different systems. What works for her doesn't always work for me, or what works for me won't work for her or other people. We're just putting out options. But I think that's beautiful, and I will find a place. Sorry about the noise. I keep forgetting that you can hear it too, and I'm just oblivious to it because I've been living with it for a long time. This is going to be stitched on 28 count off-white fabric that I found in my stash because it's very full. It's not full coverage. But if you use a mottled fabric for that, it might look nice. A pale blue mottled fabric might look really nice. I don't have that. I have greens, dark greens, and red, and I think either pure white or off-white would be just fine for this. And I happen to find a piece of off-white, perfect length, perfect dimensions, needs to be zigzagged. I need my craft room. That's my 2 Teresa Wenslers that I've chosen. I found more. I'm going to have to look into this, but I just bought 2 of the Rocking Horse patterns, and then I went through my magazines and I found 4 more. I'm not sure if I accidentally duplicated what I already owned. So we will be, I will have to look at that. I have 2 more. 2 more to show you. All good to go. So this next one is one that I thought that I might choose for S in leaves, and then I fell in love with the sunflower fairy, and this one was you can be done later. It's more of a summer stitch, so I'm sure that he's cutting an opening a little bit bigger for a window which was supposed to fit the opening that was already there. I'm sorry if I miss all of the sawing. I'm trying to make motions so that when I go to edit this, I can try to cut those out, because I don't always watch the video fully before it gets uploaded. So I miss stuff. So that's why you might be seeing a whole bunch of motions. But this next one that I picked to kit up, I might, let me explain it a little better. It's just cross stitch May, June 2011. Couldn't tell if that was a 1 or a 4. And this is Jeanette Douglas Strawberry Stitches. And I believe one of my buddies had stitched this and turned it into a birth sampler. I'm pretty sure. All those strawberries are done in, let me look at this so I can tell you properly. They're Thread Gatherer Silken Colors, Access Commodities Soie d'Alger, Crescent Colors Belle Soie, and Gentle Art Simply Wool are the threads that are called for, and they are all, many of the strawberries in the borders are specialty stitches. And there's a basket weave stitch around the edge as well, so it's specialty stitches all over the place. I'm liking it. I don't know that I will buy all those silks, but I do have a nice pack, a couple packs of Victorian motto sampler threads in a bunch of reds and pinks. But strawberries are red, so I don't need the pink. So maybe I'll throw a couple of those in here. I also have a lot of other red options because I see red. I'll try it. That's what the cover of that one looks like. And the last one, which I really want to start, I got it all kitted up. That one I kitted up with a piece of white, probably 28 count even weave from my stash. I have a lot of white 28 count or off white because I was doing big Teresa Wenslers, and they are generally just need a white background because you're doing all this beautiful stitching on top of it. So I got lots of that. Plus I was doing stockings. So anyways, I saw this and I'm like, I gotta do that. It's so pretty. Ellen Moore Johnson's Honeycomb. And I pulled out fabric and threads, and I just need to get a bigger hoop because the hoop so this is needle work, not needle point. Needle point is the canvas Elegant England's Roses are on. That's a canvas. That's different. Needle work is on linen, but has a bunch of different specialty stitches. And this one, it tells you to draw a circle, transfer that circle, and then do all the honeycomb work, and then do specialty stitches in the bee. So this one, it does scare me a little bit because I'm not a freehand stitcher. This is a lot of freehand type stuff. A piece of scrap raw linen, I believe it's 32 count, and I pulled this hoop I have two hoops. I have a quilting hoop at about, I don't know what that is, 16 inch. And I think this is the 6 inch, which is perfect for my Christmas Eve couriers. But this design, I'm supposed to trace a circle from the magazine and put it on a pattern with a water pen, washable pen, water soluble pen, and then freehand stitch within that circle all this stuff. There's actually two circles, but anyways, the outer circle is this big. I won't be able to get stitching in that area. And my other hoop that I have might not be might be too big for this, but I can do this on a Q-snap. I just have to do the drawing, and then I can use this Q-snap for this. That'll fit. Yeah. Well, I better get Alice done so I can steal a Q-snap for this. But this is not immediate plans, even though I have the fabric and I have the threads. It called for DMC metallic. The honeycomb is done in metallic. So I pulled these two out, and I need to decide which one I like better. It called for black wool for stitching the bumblebee feet, legs. I have black fuzzy, black whisper, and then the bee itself is satin stitched with 3821 and black DMC. So I have it ready to go. I just need to have restraint. Get something else finished first, dummy. Don't do it. Okay. My magazine bag is empty, except for that little pair of scissors. And if you're on a few Facebook groups that I'm on, you will know I found these scissors in a cupboard in I have a dresser downstairs that's got doors with drawers, and I use it I'm trying to put my fabric and stuff in it, but I find that it has an odor, and I don't want that to really get into the fabric and stuff, so I haven't been using it very much. But I get an order and I put it in there. I put a few things in there, and I went to look for, I believe I was pulling out with my needle peacock sampler, because it was in there in a Ziploc bag. And on the next tray down, there were these scissors in a bag with some fabric and some DMC. And do you remember I needed some DMC for my reindeer? And I ordered them twice because I already had them in the drawer with these scissors and fabric and I remember placing that order because that was in there was also white lightning, white I think it was White Lightning, that I needed to finish off my letters from Mom, which that was a while ago. So, yeah. So anyways, I have more thread on the way. I've been on Stash Unload on a few of them, and I need to stay off of those because I have no more money. I cannot buy any more things. I need to show some restraint. Stitch from my stash because apparently I can. Sorting through my magazines, I realized I have a lot of magazines. I'm going to insert a picture here. That is my stack of binders and loose magazines. That's only some of them. And the binders are getting older. I don't really like the way the magazines, I have them in the spine holder things, but they're still turning and they don't look very good on the shelf either. It's an older system, about 20 years old. I want to update that, so I went onto Amazon and I ordered myself some magazine holders, a pack of like 15 from IKEA because I want it to be uniform, and I will transfer my magazines into those and make it all pretty, and that's going into my craft room along with a bookcase that's in the living room, which just doesn't quite fit in the living room. And if I move the bed in the craft room, spare room, to the middle of the room, I have a wall I can put that bookcase against. So that's what we're going to do. My husband says that bookcase is going to fall apart taking it up the stairs. If that happens, we'll see. Maybe I'll have to, you know what, it wouldn't be horrible if it broke. The only thing is that he made it for me. So I have some sentimental feelings with it. But if it does fall apart, I guess then I would just have to order some other bookcase to put there. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Ooh, what will it be? Anyways, I am going to sign off now. I keep forgetting to say thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Tina Stitches 74. I talked a lot. I think I'm out of talk. And I think that's it. Yeah. Stay safe and be kind. Happy stitching. Take care. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I don't know what I'm going to have done. We'll see. Bye.